Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or whatever time it may be in your current reality. Welcome to KellieBom Yoga Studios, which is today the backyard. So today we're in the backyard, and I apologize in advance for any unpredictable things that might come up, lawnmowers or motorcycles. But let's see what happens. We'll go with the flow. So let's come into a comfortable seat at the top of our mats. Long, tall spine. Shoulders back and down. Big, deep breath in. All the way out. Breathing through the nose. Inhale. Lengthening through the spine. Lengthening through the neck. Crown reaching for the sky. Exhale, let your chest deflate, let your shoulders drop, maintaining the length in the spine. Big, full breaths, using your whole entire lung space. And just checking in with your physical body, giving yourself a little scan from head to toe. And just taking note of any little places inside of you where you might be holding on to stress, tension, anxiety, pain, worry, frustration. And on your exhale, can you let some of that go? Can you find a little bit of peace in the moment? Inhale, both arms up into the air, palms facing each other. Exhale, bring it down through center. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, down through center. Hands on your knees. Big circles with the torso. Stirring the pot, we're made up of like 95% water. Stir your pot, stir your cauldron, switch directions. Continuing that big, deep breath. Coming back up into a tall seat. And coming onto our hands and our knees into a tabletop position. Palms flat, fingers spread out wide, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, looking up at the beautiful sky, pressing your belly button down into the mat. Exhale, tucking your chin, arching your spine. Pressing down through your shoulders and the palms of your hands. Inhale, looking up at the sky, pressing your belly button down into the mat. One more, tucking your chin, arching your spine, pressing down through your upper back, through your shoulders and the palms of your hands. Returning back into neutral. And taking a look over your right shoulder like you had a tail. Let your hips fall deeply to the left. Take a deep breath here. Seal it in. Bringing it back over to neutral. Other side. Looking over your left shoulder. Let those hips fall deeply to the right. Take a deep breath. Seal it in. Bringing it back up into neutral. Right arm comes up into the air, rotate the wrist and wiggle the fingers. Exhale, bringing it down, threading the needle and resting the weight of your body all the way down on that shoulder. Options for the left hand, bringing it around to the small of your back, twisting your chest open towards the sky. Breathe. You might wiggle your hand around to your thigh, maybe. Big full breaths. One more deep breath. Gently unwinding. Left hand comes back to the earth. Right arm comes up all the way over. Rotate the wrist and wiggle the fingers. Coming back into a neutral tabletop. Other side. Left arm comes up into the air. Rotate the wrist and wiggle the fingers. Crack, crack, crack. Exhale, bringing it down, threading the needle, and dropping the weight of your body down onto that shoulder. Right hand options. Right hand comes up and over. You can rest it on the small of your back, or you can reach around to your thigh, twisting your chest open towards the big blue sky. Breathe. One more deep breath. Right hand comes around, unwinding, pressing down through your hand, lifting your left arm up and over, rotate the wrist and wiggle the fingers, coming back down into a neutral tabletop position, tucking the toes behind you, lifting your hips, pressing them up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple of moments here, maybe bending the knees. Let the muscles in your neck and your head relax. Give your head a gentle little yes, 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 no, no, no. Loosen it up. Pressing your chest to your thighs and your hips to the sky. Pulling your belly button into the back of your spine. Shoulder blades slide up your back. Big deep breath. Looking up at your hands. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale halfway, long straight spine. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. All right. Inhale, arms up into the air. And grabbing onto your left wrist with your right thumb and forefinger. Exhale, bending to the right, giving that left arm a gentle little pull in that direction. Take a breath. Options, you might choose to pick up your left foot and just point your toe just off to the side. Just elongating from your toes to your fingertips. Let's take one more breath. Exhale, bringing it back down to center. Reset, other side. Inhale, arms up into the air. Grabbing onto the right wrist with your left thumb and forefinger. Gently pulling that arm over to the left side of your body. Side bend. Option to pick up the right foot and just point that toe off to the side. Just lengthening through your body from your toes to your fingertips. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, bring it on through. All right, from the front of your mat, big step back with the right foot, opening up towards the long edge of your mat. Toes facing forward, side of your foot parallel with the side of your mat. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale, forward fold. Really taking your time to come down, moving with your breath with every inhale, rising up a tiny little bit, creating space in your hamstrings and your spine. And with every exhale, folding forward a little bit more. You can come down on your hands and hang out here. You can come down on your forearms. But remember, the idea in yoga is not to push yourself to the absolute limit. No, we want to get there, but we want to get there slowly and gently with intention. You know, your body will be much more grateful for the learning and the transition the slower you move. The more time that you give it to gently open up, you know? And sometimes that's not pushing it to the limit. Sometimes that's just taking it to that edge and then taking it back just a tick from the edge, you know? Let's inhale to rise, bringing it up tall, bending the right knee, and coming down into a side squat. Left leg extended, grounding down through the heel, pulling those toes in towards your face. Take a moment here. You can use your hands to keep you balanced. You can be up on the ball of your foot, or you can be flat down. Whatever makes sense for you today in this moment. If your hands are flat, can you bring them up into a balance? Maybe just one hand today, and that's fine. If your hands are up, bringing them back down to the earth. And we're just going to go right over to the other side, bending the left knee, right leg extended, grounding down through the heel, pulling those toes in towards your face. You can be up on the ball of your foot, or your foot can be flat. Either way, option to balance. It's a little bit trickier on the ball, I think. No, it's totally different experience on this side. Totally different experience over here on the left. If your hands are up in a balance, can you bring them back down to the earth? Coming back into center. Inhale to rise, bringing it up tall and strong. Now turning the toes out towards the corners of your mat. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale, squat it down, coming into your goddess pose. Making any little adjustments in your feet, maybe moving your heels further in or out. How far down can you bring that booty? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring it down through center. Hands on your knees, dropping the right shoulder down to the center. Left shoulder goes up to the sky. Twist it out. Breathe into it, grounding down through your feet, squeezing the toes. Inhale back up to center, other side. We're going to drop the left shoulder down to the center, right shoulder up to the sky. Twist it out. Big full breaths. Inhale back up to center, hands to the middle. Take a deep breath and rise. Woo! Turning back to the front of your mat, big step forward. Shake it out. Wow. Big step back with the right foot, bending that left knee over your left ankle. Inhale, arms up into the air, coming into a high lunge. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears, bending deeply into that right knee. Cactus arms out to the side, lifting from the chest. Little tiny back bend. Take a breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up to the right. Right arm to the back of your mat, left arm to the front. Breathe. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale to the left. Left arm reaching to the back. Right arm reaching to the front. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, both hands down on the inside of this left foot. Option to drop the right knee down to the earth if you feel for it. If you're craving a more strength engaged practice, you might leave that knee up. Let's just take a moment here. Let the hips fall down to the earth. Sending that hip energy sort of forward and down. Arm bones stacked on top of each other like pillars. Breathe. We're going to keep the right hand flat, fingers spread out wide, twisting open with the left. Twisting the chest open towards the sky. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Tucking that toe behind you, lifting those hips. Big step forward to the front of your mat. Hanging out upside down. Let the muscles in your neck and your head relax. Big full breaths. Maybe grabbing on elbow to elbow. You can bend your knees if you feel for it. And we're just going to hang here for a moment. Traveling over to the right ankle. Breathe. Bringing it back around into center. Take a breath here. And traveling over to the left. Take your time, take a breath. Returning back into center, releasing the elbows, hands on your shins. Inhale halfway. Exhale all the way down to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. Shake it out. Other side. Big step back with the left foot. Bending that right knee over your right ankle. Inhale, arms up into the air. High lunge. Let those shoulders drop away from your ears. Bending that knee directly over your ankle. Big full breaths. Lifting from the chest. Little tiny back bend. Just a little one. It doesn't have to be, Instagram worthy back bend here. All you got to do is lift from the chest a little tiny bit. Sometimes that's all it takes, a little tiny bit. Cactus arms out to the side. Big full breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, open up to the right. Right arm reaches to the back. Left arm reaches to the front. Twist it out. Inhale, arms up. Other side. Exhale, open up to the left. Left arm reaching to the back. Right arm reaching to the front. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, down to the floor. Both hands on the inside of your right foot. Option to drop that left knee down to the earth, or you can leave it up if you're craving a more strength-engaged practice. We're just going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. Let those hips be pulled down and forward. Big, deep breaths. We're going to keep the left hand flat, fingers spread out wide, twisting open with the right. Twisting the chest open towards the sky. Gazing up at that hand. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Tucking those toes, lifting the hips if they're not already, and stepping back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, take a breath. Pulling your belly button into your spine, chest to your thighs, hips to the sky. Looking up at your hands and just sliding into plank. Holding your plank here, lifting from the hips. Dropping your plank down onto your forearms. Dolphin plank, still lifting from the hips. Bringing it back up into plank. Take a breath. Downward facing dog. Big full breath. Let your heart rate slow down. Looking up at your hands, coming back into plank. Now this time we're going to roll over onto the outside edge of your left foot. Coming into side plank. Woo! Option here to use your right leg like a kickstand. Send those hips up to the sky. Big full breath. Swing it back around into plank. Take a moment, take a breath. We're going to flip over onto the outside edge of the right foot. Using your left leg like a kickstand. Send those hips up to the sky. Breathe. Bring it back around into plank. Drop the knees. Sit back on the heels. Take a well-deserved child's pose. Big full breath. One more deep breath. Coming back up onto your hands and your knees. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips. Downward facing dog. Looking up at your hands. Step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale halfway, long straight spine. Exhale, down to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. All right. Picking up your toes, spreading them out, planting them down. Getting ready to balance. Set yourself up. Knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders back and down, pelvis tilted forward. Chin parallel with the earth, crown parallel with the sky. Big deep breath. Picking up the right foot and resting it against your left ankle. Yogi's choice now. We can pick it up to the shin, pick it up to the thigh, or half lotus. Using your arms in any manner at all that helps you feel more safe and secure. Find your drishti, find your balance. Slow, steady breath. The key to balance is keeping that breath steady. Sometimes you recognize that you're holding your breath and you quickly, when you realize, that's when you lose your balance. Steady breath, steady balance, steady focus. Now, without dropping that foot, pick it up, give it a little hug into your body. Holding it out in front of you, flexing the foot, pulling those toes in towards your face. Option, hang out here, this is totally fine, or grab onto that big toe and hold it out in front of you. If you're holding onto your big toe, you can bend this knee as much as you like, totally fine. Just keep the standing leg long and straight and tall. Woo! Try and keep it up. Without dropping it, kick it out behind you. Stamping the footprint on the wall behind you. Hands find the floor. Lift that lifted leg up into the air. Option to reach behind you with your left hand and grab that right foot. Breathe. Gently release, let that foot come back down to the earth. Hands on your shins, inhale halfway, long straight spine, exhale, deflate. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. All right, other side. Reset, pick up the toes, spread them out, plant them down. Knees over ankles, hips over knees, pelvis tilted forward, long straight spine. Shoulders back and down. Big, deep breath. That's where it starts. It starts with the breath. Picking up the left foot, resting it against your right ankle. Getting ready to balance. Yogi's choice. Wherever you were on the other side, try and do it on this side too, just to maintain that healthy balance. Bringing it to your shin, your thigh, or a half lotus. Probably finding more or less balance on this side, using your arms in any manner at all that helps you feel more steady and secure. Find your drishti, find your balance. Without dropping that foot, pick it up, give it a little hug into your body, rotate the ankle, wiggle the toes, holding it out in front of you, flexing the foot, pulling those toes in towards your face. Option to grab onto that big toe if you feel for it. Bending that knee as much as you like. Without dropping that foot, kick it out behind you, stamping your footprint on the wall back there. Ha! I did it this time. Ha, ha. Hands find the floor, lifting that lifted leg up into the sky. Option to grab onto that lifted foot with your right hand. Maybe. There goes the motorcycles. Gently releasing the foot, bringing everybody back down to the floor. Let your head hang loosey-goosey. Let the muscles in your neck and your head relax. Take a breath, hands on your shins. Inhale halfway. Exhale to the floor. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring it down through center. gorgeous. Pointing your toes out towards the corners of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, squat it down low. Now, if you are on flat feet, try coming up maybe onto the balls of your feet and just playing with the balance here. It's a little bit different. And if you're up on the balls of your feet, can you bring your feet flat? Maybe not today, but maybe something to work towards. Wherever you happen to be, long, straight spine. Big, full breaths. Now, from this neutral squat, let's reach the right hand out beyond our right knee. Hand flat, fingers spread out wide. Reaching the left arm up into a long diagonal line. Option to reach the left arm around to the small of your back. If you're reaching around the small of your back, can you reach your right arm around your knee and bind? Twisting your chest open towards the ceiling. One more deep breath. Unwinding, bringing it back into center, into a neutral squat. Other side, extending the left arm out beyond the left knee. Hand flat on the floor. Right arm comes up into a long diagonal line. Take a breath here. Even if you plan on binding, go slow. Take a breath here. Give your body time to open up. Now reaching around to the small of your back. Take a breath, opening your chest towards the ceiling. Now, if you're going for the bind, now we go for it. Slow, steady breath. One more deep breath. Bringing it back around into center. Neutral squat. Hands on the floor. Let's step back into that downward facing dog one more time. Take a moment here. Just wiggling it out, bending your knees, resetting the muscles and bones and joints. Right leg comes up into the sky, bending that knee, opening that hip to the side of the room, gazing up underneath your left armpit. One more breath. Let's swing that leg through, dropping the shin at the front of your mat, coming into your pigeon. Now, line it up so you can have your shin parallel with the front of your mat, or bring your heel closer to your pelvis, whatever works for you. Using the toes of your left leg, just straighten that left leg out behind you. Back of your foot flat on the mat. Inhale, lifting from the chest. And just take a moment here, take a breath or two. And on your next exhale, slowly start to bring it down to the earth. Big, full breaths here. We'll just hang out for about 5 breaths. Just really take your time and let your hips release down into the earth. With every breath, allowing your hips to become a little bit more heavy. 2 more deep breaths. Breathing into the back body. One more deep breath. And on your next inhale, starting to rise, slowly and gently. Bending that left knee behind us and reaching around with our left hand. Maybe grabbing it, maybe not. Wherever you are, gentle breath. If you're holding your foot, gently release. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips, stepping back into downward facing dog. Big full breath. Reset. All right, left leg goes up into the air, bending that knee, opening that hip, gazing up underneath your right armpit. One more deep breath. Swinging that leg through to the front of your mat and dropping your shin down onto the mat. Find your sweet spot. Hips squared to the front, using your toes of your right leg just to straighten it out behind you so that it's straight and long. Proud chest, inhale, lifting from the sternum. Creating a long line from your toes to the crown of your head. 2 deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, bring it down to the earth. And we're going to hang here for about 5 breaths. Let your hips be heavy. Let your breaths be full. With every exhale, letting go a little bit more. Two more deep breaths, breathing into your back body. On your next inhale, coming back up into a tall pigeon, bending that right knee behind you. Maybe just hanging out here. Maybe this is it. Maybe reaching back with the right hand and grabbing onto that foot. Big full breaths. Gently release, tucking your toes, lifting your hips. Step it back into that downward facing dog. Pulling your belly button into your spine, chest to your thighs, hips to the sky. with a little hop into the center of your mat, dropping your bum down onto the floor. All right, extending the right leg out, pulling the left leg into your body. Turning your torso towards that foot like it's a bullseye. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale, forward fold. Now, if you have a strap or a scarf or a belt, you can use that here too. Wrap it around the ball of your foot, but you don't need one. Just checking in with your shoulders, making sure they're balanced here, making sure that left shoulder isn't creeping up to the sky. Moving with your breath. Take your time here. Moving slowly, allowing the hamstring the time that it needs to gently open. Big, full breaths. One more deep breath. Inhale to rise, coming up tall. And with your left hand beside your left hip, right arm comes up and over into a side stretch, rolling over this left knee, grounding down through the right foot. Creating a long line from your toes to your fingertips, lifting from the hips. Big side stretch. One more breath. Exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Other side. Extending the left leg. Right leg comes in close to your body. Turning your torso towards this foot like it's a bullseye. Inhale, arms up into the air. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for your shin, your ankle, your toes, whatever you got. Maybe you got your belt or your strap. And just checking in with your shoulders. Make sure that right shoulder isn't creeping up to the sky. Two more deep breaths. On your next inhale, slowly bring it back up. Right hand comes beside your right hip, left arm comes up and over. Rolling over the right knee, grounding down through the left foot. Stretch, opening up that side body, lengthening from the toes to your fingertips, lifting from the hips. One more deep breath. Exhale, bring it back down to the earth. Feet come together in front of us, soul to soul. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Hips, hips. Give your toes a little wiggle here. Inhale to rise, bringing it up tall. Arms out in front, palms facing down. Right over left, bending above the elbows. Bending the elbows, bringing the backs of your hands together. Option to wind it up. Thumbs are towards your face. Elbows come up in front of your nose, gently pushing outwards. Maybe gazing down between the little triangle between your elbows and your chest. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears as you push gently away from your body. One more deep breath. Gently unwind. And just give your shoulders a roll. In the other direction. Other side, arms out, palms facing down. This time we go left over right. Bending above the elbows, bringing the backs of your hands together. Option to wind it up wherever you end up, thumbs facing your face. Lift them up in front of your nose and pushing gently away. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Gazing down between the little triangle, between your chest and your elbows. Breathe into that upper back body, that upper spine. One more deep breath. Gently unwind. Give the shoulders a little roll. Option to stay here with the feet, sole to sole, or just crossing your legs. Totally up to you. Let's drop our right ear to our right shoulder. And just open up the neck a little bit. Kind of gazing up at the ceiling, up at the sky as you drop your ear to your shoulder. Now, let's pick up the right hand and just rest the weight of your hand, the weight of your arm, on your head as you gently open up the neck here. Making any little movements or adjustments that work for your body today. Releasing the hand, bringing it back down, and rolling your chin down to center. Over to the left, bringing your left ear to your left shoulder. Just hanging out here for a moment. Take a breath, moving slowly and gently. Giving your body space and time to open up. And picking up the left hand and resting it on your head. Just letting the weight pull your head downwards, increasing the stretch. Maybe finding any little sweet spots, any little adjustments that you can make to find relief from the tensions in your own neck and shoulders. Gently release. And looking over your left shoulder, gently tucking the chin and rolling down. Coming up over the right. Other side, tucking the chin, gently rolling down. And looking over the left. Returning back into neutral. Inhale, arms up into the air, palms facing each other. Exhale, bring it down through center. Thumbs at your sternum, shoulders drop away from your ears. Thanks for coming and joining me for another backyard yoga class. We couldn't ask for a more beautiful day. It's just gorgeous out here. Namaste to all. It's very weird out there in the pandemic world, so take care of each other and give yourself space, Just allow yourself time and energy and take care of yourself so that you can take care of others out there in this weird, weird world. Thank you for coming to my backyard. Namaste.